Hey everyone, this is Uthris and welcome back to Medieval Engineers. We haven't seen this screen for a while, and it's because I'm going to be addressing the survival building update that came out today. So, it's going to be a little bit of a different format. We're going to be jumping into the game and seeing how long it takes us to build a small hut. This way you guys can see, the survival tools firsthand. If there's any nitpicking to be done, we can do that. And then also, you can judge for yourselves, kind of going forward, how many people you may need to actually build a castle. Because I was testing it out a bit earlier, and it's going to take some work. So, first thing, I'm going to go into a custom world. I'm going to pick the small terrain and go into the survival mode. And we're going to call this the survival update building. So we're going to be building just a small structure, hopefully. Let's bump our day-night cycle up a good bit. And hopefully nighttime won't come. Now, loading screens, of course, still long. It's an alpha game. Or not long in this case, for some reason. Lothlorien takes like 10 minutes to load at this point. So we're in the game. We're in survival mode. We can't fly. We have no access to any of the special admin menus. I'm going to go ahead and set up our hotbar here. We need to be using the hand manipulation tool a lot. I wish this was just bound to a key, because really there's no need for it to be a separate tool in my opinion, but it is what it is. We're gonna grab all of our tools and I'm gonna explain what some of them do. Of course, our hand manipulation tool is what we're gonna be using to move some wooden supports and beams to help us build. The hammer, there's two different versions. One with this little brick icon by it, and this is the construction hammer. And when you right click a structure with this hammer equipped, you're going to be increasing its build. And then the deconstruction hammer, when you right click, it's going to be deconstructing the build. They could have probably just put it into one tool and done a left click right click, maybe. I don't know how hard that would have been to do, but it's basically the grinder and welder from Space Engineers reskinned to a hammer. Our axe is what we're going to be using to process our timber, in which we're going to go ahead and get started on. Looks like we're at high noon right now. So every tool can actually harvest everything. I was testing this out earlier, and for example, the pickaxe. I can use the pickaxe on this piece of log and cut up the log using the pickaxe. But the advantage to using the axe is this refining step takes less time. Same with probably all the tools. If you're using a pickaxe, you're probably getting more stone than that when you are using, say, the axe to mine. I don't know why I'd be using the axe to mine, but you can do it. I can get down here and poke away, and you can see we got some small stones. If you use the axe, I'm going to get away from where we're going to be building. If you use the axe to mine, or the pickaxe, mining straight down is really hard, by the way. It's like almost impossible. We're going to get these larger stones. Keep that in mind, because certain things take small stone and large stone. We're not going to be doing any stone structure building right now, because I think it will just take too long. We're just going to start out with a nice wooden structure. Probably a 2x2 hut. Oh, don't die. Timber. So we'll just drag this over here. And the first thing, of course, what you want to do is you want to make a stockpile of wood. There's different versions of wood that you need for structures, and I can address that once we start trying to lay down our first foundation. But as with any crafting survival game, you're going to be hitting a lot of trees at the start. So we'll be crafting this little area. And you want to keep your stockpile close to where you're building, because you don't have an inventory like Space Engineers. It's when you're building a structure, it's reading what's around the actual structure and then giving you a number to know what's missing. Let's just chop the rest of this up. Now obviously, it's kind of a bonus whenever you chop down a tree and it lands on another one, knocking out some extra wood for you. It's just less chopping you have to do. Careful, do not turn too quickly when you are picking up an item. You'll generally drop it because it takes a second to get into the air. This will happen a lot in this video. So I'm going to quickly gather as much of this lumber as possible. And let's go ahead and set up a hotbar for building. Well, this is all the blocks that they have right now that you can build in survival mode. Obviously, there's a lot to be added, but I don't think that will take too long. It's probably just attaching values to them all and balancing them out. We're going to be doing just a wooden structure, so we need a wooden foundation. And then, of course, our wall, window, door. And I'll put our slope on it as well. And then for the roofing, I guess we'll just have to use timber diagonal pieces if we even get that far. Or I could use windmill blades. Doesn't even say how much those cost. Most of like the building stuff, like the cart building and catapult winch things, they don't have the construction components required. They might not even need any construction components. Oh, nope, this needs timber round 5. So, don't have any timber rounds. Alright. So to place this wooden foundation, as you can see, we need 6 scrap wood. And scrap wood is gathered, I think, can you break these down into scrap wood? No. Scrap wood is gathered when you process these logs into something else, or process them directly into scrap wood. Processing them directly into scrap wood, of course, gives you more scrap wood than processing just your wooden planks. Do I have... Yes, I have an extra one over here. So the foundation, I think we're going to build up this little slope a little bit. And we're just going to break this up. And to process things directly into scrap wood, you just attack it again with the axe. And as you can see, we got about 6 pieces of scrap wood. And that is required to make one of these wooden foundations. So 1 log, 1 foundation. And then let's go ahead and get rid of you. Move some things around. Scrap wood 6. Little interesting. It looks like it gave us more scrap wood than I thought, and we just couldn't see them all, maybe? Whoa! Do not step on scrap wood. Good piece of advice. Physics right now is weird. Everything is adjusting to the new rules, apparently. So we're just gonna go ahead and bring a new piece of timber over. Process directly into scrap wood. Should allow us to place more wooden tower blocks, but it ain't doing it. And the reason is these pieces of wood are just not close enough to where we're building. Now the scrap wood, I have a bit of a complaint about this. They're just so small. They're really tedious to move like this, like constantly just picking up one and moving it to the side. But that's okay. We just had to put up with it for now. Need another piece of log. This will give us a nice fourth foundational structure. And then what we need as well, we need scrap wood to place down our walls. Now, this foundation is high off the ground. Bit of a shame, because there's no way for us to get on top of there unless we build a stone staircase. And for some reason the foundation requires scrap wood, just like the normal wooden one instead of stone. I don't know why, but it is what it is, and if they're asking for it, we'll give it to them. Is there something in the way here? No. I feel like we didn't get hardly any scrap wood from that log. It could be random. It just could be completely random, which would be a bit of a shame. So let's try this again. There we go. I guess I'm using this as some sort of base construction material to put stone onto. Very interesting that I can walk over these gaps. It is a good feature to have, though. It would be kind of annoying to build if you couldn't do that. We might end up being able to do some pretty cool structures with just this phase of a structure as well. Let's bring some more lumber over, because we're going to need more scrap wood to lay out our building. But I also need some stone for the staircase, which will help us actually get up there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to test out this pickaxe a little bit and try and get some stone for us. I would be pretty excited to make a survival series of Medieval Engineers once just there's some more fleshed out features, because it's showing good promise. So there's a bunch of stone for us, which we can pick up, bring over to the construction zone as well. We're going to need 10 of them. I'm going to explain what these numbers mean also now. So when you hover over the block with your building hammer, you can see its HP just like Space Engineers, and what's required and how much of it. So it reads large stone. We have 1 in the area towards the building. We have 10 required, and then 1 in the area. Okay, 1 out of 10 is on the block. There's 1 in the area extra. So if I were to right click on this, it would turn into 2. 2 have been installed onto the block stairs, and we need 8 more to finish this structure off. And so we're just going to grab some more rocks. This might end up being a bit of a longer episode. I hope you guys don't mind, but I really want to capture just the time this is going to take, so you guys can understand, you know, it's going to be tough as a one-man person to work on a castle, as it should be, in my opinion. There's creative mode if you want to build a castle and do it the right way, but I think for multiplayer purposes, reward people who want to play and work on their structure. So that's 5. We need 3 more. Now I could be using the AI to actually gather these resources for me, And that's a thing you could do. That way you, the player, can focus on building. And that's probably why they put AI in the game. I still don't quite agree with it, but I understand the reasoning behind it. I'm sure a lot of people will want to invest in some sort of cart to push around early to carry around a bunch of resources. So we have all the stone in the area, as you can see, and we're just going to right click and hold right click until the thing's built. It has building stages just like Space Engineers, and there is our stone staircase. Now I'm putting some scraps here just so we can work on... Actually, let's build the foundation before working on the walls. And so we need timber. It's going to take 4 logs per piece of foundation. So that is 16 logs that we need in this area to get this started. Oh, again, you have to turn slowly when you're picking up this stuff. It likes to shoot out of your hand. So, just hold right click on the log and you'll process it down into a board. And then when you process it down, you also get some pieces of scrap wood as well. And again, useful for when we're working on the walls, foundations. So as you can see, we have timber in range now, and we're just gonna hit the tower here and build it. And the timber is gone. So we're just gonna grab 4 more logs. I'm kind of liking the pacing of it. It feels, I mean, with just the music in the background as well, it feels very nice and relaxing. For me, some people might find it boring. But I think there's a great joy to be had in games like this, where you're kind of earning your building a little bit. Can I take this whole piece? No. Can I cut you in half and then take you? Okay, come on. Yeah. So I'm sure people will figure out, you know, their own way to efficiently build things. Oh, I accidentally swung twice. It's kind of a waste. And I feel like construction zones are going to get pretty messy really quick, which is definitely an interesting feature. Oh, come on, turn slow. Run back and forth. It'll be interesting as well once food and water is introduced, kind of starting out, how hard it's going to be if you don't have shelter, what kind of hostile NPCs there will be. I just don't know. It could be a challenge, and I could look forward to that quite easily, but some people could find it too hard, or it could be almost required to play with friends. Let's just process these down. And the processing has been in this game for a little while. This turning boards and logs into other pieces. You always want to make sure to right click with your building tool, because if you left click, you're going to swing and do damage to your structure. I have done that a couple times when I first tried recording this video, so it's just something to keep in mind. There's no good way to repair this, and I'm going to show this at the very end. In fact, it's nigh impossible to repair a structure once it's damaged. I kind of don't like that. Like, if the block is fully freed from the structure and like free floating and off doing its own physics, that's fine. But if it's still stuck to the rest of the building, I think the option to repair it would be necessary. There's just so much fiddling you have to do to destroy just that block. That's just not worth it. Yep. Processing lumber. And hit this one. And then we'll go back to gather just a couple more pieces of log. We're gonna need this for the walls as well. I think it's almost gonna be 2 log per wall, which is a little pricey. And you also want to make sure you're building far enough away from the forest to where the tree you're cutting down doesn't land on your structure. Or you. Or a friend. Or a deer. Let's go ahead and chop that little one down. Get as much lumber as possible. Ow, I died. That's gonna happen a lot, I figure, until they get some of this straightened out a little bit. Hop over these. And now we're just... Oh, hey, it's me. Hi, me. Can I... Oh, I can pick up me. That's hilarious. Can I can't really pick me off the ground very high. And I'm gone. Oh, that was short-lived. So we'll go over here and drop 4 logs. And then once survival is fully out, I'm hoping the game becomes a lot more popular. I checked earlier after work and there was only, I think, 300 people playing. So, obviously not quite there in terms of popularity as Space Engineers, but it's definitely way behind in terms of features. So, again, to be expected. It's not really a complaint. It's more like observation time with Uthris today, where I just state very obvious things for 30 minutes. And break you down. I almost feel like cleaning up all the scrap wood would be such a chore. I don't know. I'll be really careful of scrap wood. It's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And build and build and build. So 23 minutes in and we have a foundation. But I can also go straight into, because there's plenty of scrap wood in the area, to laying out our walls. And then also the floor. The floor, I don't know if it requires anything besides just scrap wood. It doesn't look like it. No. Oh, wait. Yeah. I mean, they can function as a floor with scrap wood, but it's probably very weak. So you run the risk of making a structure very, not very sound by doing this. Or you can add 2 pieces of timber per floor to make it stronger. I'm okay with that. I think it should be 1 timber. It's probably a little expensive. I mean, it's just as expensive as a wall. A little pricey, in my opinion. But for this, I'm gonna take the wooden blocks and set them actually on our foundation and process. No, I don't want to do that, because when I process it, a bunch of wooden splinters are going everywhere, and that's gonna make it a pain to do what I want. So we'll just keep everything down there in the wood pit for now. So we need 2 to 3 pieces of timber per section. So we can actually go ahead and place everything down, just like we would in creative mode. Let's go just a back wall. We don't need to see out the back. I think this gives us plenty of viewpoints, really. And you can see we're going to need a lot of lumber. 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25 logs over in this area to finish off the floor and the walls. We haven't even gotten to a roof yet. Come on, pick up. Thank you. And drop it. Pick it up again. We'll just carry this all over. I probably won't finish the floors, just for ease of access. And as you can tell, it's starting to get a little dark. If this was Minecraft, we would be in panic mode. Don't kill me. So there's some timber. Let's keep gathering. If we just had another person or two, this thing would have already been done probably. But I'm still happy with this build speed. Really, it's a bit of a time sink, yes, but what video game really isn't? And then also, you know, it shouldn't be very easy for a person by himself to build a freaking house. I mean, I'm building stucco walls with windows. Like, if it was all thatch and like crappy pieces of sticks put together, maybe I can see that being done by a person by themselves in a couple hours in game time, not real time. But this structure definitely needs to be slow, and my OCD's getting the better of me here. Let's go ahead and process what we got. I think the scraps will eventually disappear over time, unless they're in a chest. I could be wrong. Or all of these boards are just covering up so many scraps that you can't even see it. So, let's go ahead and hit our wall and build that up. Construction is fun. I really like how there's just sticks almost acting like rebar in the stucco wall itself. It's a pretty cool looking graphic. Okay, so we just need some more lumber. We may need to actually harvest more. Whoa, that went straight into wood round pieces. That's weird. Is that what the small trees do? Okay, that just disappears. I'm still testing things. I don't know everything. Timber? That's a really tall tree. Oh. I was really worried. Like, that was gonna hit our house. And I would have just ended the episode at the 30-minute mark. That would have just been like, good night. That's game. Welcome. Hashtag subscribe. Finish the episode off. But it looks like I don't need to right now. We can keep on playing. Turning these into logs. Can I turn this into a log? I can't. How about this? Nope. Trunks give scrap wood. That's a good thing to know. Let's not cut down a really tall tree near the house again, because that nearly gave me a heart attack. Let's just cut a medium-sized pine tree. And it just gave timber round again. I guess it has to be one of these taller trees to give the logs. Don't kill me. Still not the right tree. Alright, we're cutting down the big one. Timber. Oh, don't fall right towards the house. Okay, we're safe. We live for another day. And I think, this episode is running long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just how different the tools are. So we can process. Let me just get these out of the hole here and take it over to our stockpile. And that moon is blinding. Like, wow. I really should have just turned off day-night cycle. It would have been just a much better experience for recording. I don't know how well this is going to show up or not, but I like it. I mean, I can still see. I don't know about you guys. Just keep carrying the... Okay, I died. Again. So I've died 3 times from just physics. It's been a good time. Good time. So there's 4. We need, I think, 5 or... and I died again. Okay. I got this, don't worry. This is going to get built. Things will get done. The episode will be complete. It might just take a couple hours at this rate. So all these physics objects, they just kind of clutter up around the build, kind of launching us to our doom. And I can throw things really far. That guy's really strong. I mean, just pick up logs like a boss. And run back over here, pick up another log, take the log back over here for the 25th time. Right. So I'm going to show you the time difference between processing. So let's count how many hits this takes with a normal axe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now let's try the pickaxe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. How about the hammer? The hammer can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 13 or 14 hits. So, obviously, the axe is the tool you guys want to use. It can be up to 3 times faster. I like that feature. That different tools take a different amount of time, but really only the axe should be doing this, so I just find it a little weird. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop up into our little hut. Start working on the walls again. %. I don't know if I like how much the camera is moving with your character here. It's a little annoying. You guys can let me know how annoying it is, and I could, going forward, if I do another survival, if it's still like this, I can just build in third person to where the camera is just stationary. Okay, so we just need 2 more logs, which I think we have. So here's one. And do we have another log? We do. We have plenty of logs. This place is just a mess. A mess of just deforestation. Out of my way, logs. In fact, this is even easier on my eyes. I may just keep doing this. Oh, I need to process the logs. Don't die. To get timber round, by the way, I haven't explained, you would just process the timber again, and it would make a round, and then we process it for a 3rd time, it will just disappear, I think. So, that's how you get that. So, here's our little hut. Let's go ahead and throw up. Oh. Well. That's a challenge. I don't know if... Can this be done? I don't think it can. I can't just like snap a piece up here. I would actually have to build scaffolding to get up to this point and look down at it to build a wall slope. That's weird. I guess I can do this little jump trick until until something gets added, but it's definitely not optimum. Yeah, some type of scaffolding is going to have to be added to the game. Just for long-term survivability. I mean, this is... To put up with this would be annoying after a while. Like, it's funny right now, but I don't know. So we need 8 more timber for our wonderful roof-like structure. So 1. This is a really long episode. This is going to take a while to upload and everything. I hope you guys found it somewhat entertaining. I didn't know how the best way to cover this update, because it's kind of an important one. You know, being able to actually do this in survival mode for real, even though it's limited for sure. It's a big step. So I hope you guys find it as exciting as I do, and we can laugh together a bit just on how absurd some parts can be, but you know, it's the first iteration, as stated many a times. Hope you guys are liking the other stuff on the channel as well. I might as well just start talking about the channel in general. We're hovering around 560 subscribers. Things have slowed down a little bit. I think that's just simply due to Medieval Engineers not being quite as popular as other games right now. The hype has kind of died down behind it. So, I mean, I'm one of the few people still uploading this game. Besides, of course, Sage and Aaron from Last Stand Gamers. But they do more just updates rather than builds. I'm one of the few actual Let's Build people that stuck with this so far. Not saying my stuff's the best by any means. It's not. I was looking at the Steam Workshop, and some people are making very wonderful, fully realized structures that, you know, I just don't do on my channel. I would like to, but it gets a little tedious for me to worry about all the details. I prefer just working out the larger shapes and then giving it to you guys as inspiration to work on your own creations. I felt like I lost sound. I think I did. I don't know why. So we can just silently swing our axe here and enjoy each other's company for the next 20 or so minutes. And I left clicked. This is what happened when you left click, people. Don't do it. You get homemade windows. Don't left click. It's not a good time. Get out. Please leave out the window. Thank you. Can I even build on this thing up here? No. It's like totally out of reach. There's like no way to build that tall. Like, if people are expected to build vaulted ceilings and all these tall things, scaffolding is going to be very important and very expensive, probably. What you would probably... I'm just going to cover this because the structure is basically ruined since I did that. So, basically you would just have to lay out timber and jump on it. And then get out your hammer again to start building, I guess. How does this work? Why? Oh, I'm falling off. You guys probably can't see anything right now just due to my character's eyes not being adjusted. Okay. So yeah, you can see this is basically how scaffolding's gonna work early on. You're gonna be doing a lot of these wooden timbers and then deconstructing them back down. It gave me a rope release by deconstructing it. Why? This is like magic. I don't understand. Why did you give me this? What happens if I deconstruct you? Okay, I was mining apparently. Alright, so as I was saying, you can't repair these. When you get this fractured block area, there's pretty much nothing you can do with it. You can't even well, you can deconstruct them, I guess. But you can see they crashed my game. Alright guys, so deconstructing that crashed the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm excited for the future of the game, for sure. There's just a lot of things to work out before survival building is viable in really any sense. Just because deconstruction and construction feels disconnected. Being able to reach areas for actual building structures, it's a bit of a chore. I like the resource gathering. I like, you know, moving objects close to the object that you're constructing, and you know, it's a good sign for the future, as I was saying. But right now, it's just really not worth it if you just want to build by any means. It's probably not even worth it to do anything PvP with, just because there's just not much right now. But that's okay. It's a good base and foundation for the future. So, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe. Leave a like, thumbs up for more Medieval Engineers content. And then also check out my other videos. Stonehearth is actually going pretty strong right now, just because I'm not running into any errors in the game so far. And the town seems to be growing, at least. So yeah. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.